Hey, Steve Basic Architect. So I am out in the Midwest. I'm actually standing in the back of the house. We're going to finish up by the front door. It's a project that we collaborated with Aarow Building. It's owned by Jake Bruton down in Missouri. So you know what state we're in. But it's kind of a really cool project because, you know, being in Boston and working in kind of metro areas, we're always looking for kind of refined finishes. This one has more of a country, hey, I'm out in the field. We got a beautiful pond on this property. So, and the homeowners are real outdoorsy type people. So they wanted the house to be more country-like and far less refined. So a lot of the decisions we made were based on that. So you can see here, this is a hardy board cement siding. This has got 8 inches to the weather here. We also have our triple glazed Schuco windows, right? These are the tilt turn Euro version. We source those through European Architectural Supply. We have the nice little wheat poles there. This is all Boral true exterior trim on the outside here of our windows and on our fascias and eaves there. We have our kind of little dirty part of the backyard where we have our outdoor units. Also notice, and we'll get some shots on the front, but we have this kind of interlaced barn board effect on a bunch of these little indents in there. The wife wanted us to have, again, that real country feel. So introducing some of that was really important. Here we have an outdoor kitchen that's going to be along the wall there. You can see we have our utility set up where we have a drain and hot water, cold water. We have our outlets there. So we'll have a dining space, and then we'll have a beautiful sitting space here just outside that 14-foot lift and slide door. And again, all of the barn board. We have an outdoor heater as well as a fan. But, you know, the real important thing here is just the view out to the pond there. We're down a few quarts of water on the pond, but just an absolutely beautiful backyard here. And it's nice and quiet and serene. You know, as I walk around here, you can't help but feel, man, I would want to live here just to kind of get out of the hustle and bustle of the world, to just sit here and watch the grass fan in the wind. You know, it's a really cool feeling out here. You can see again, barn board here on those inserts. We have a lot of little bump outs here. Foundation guy reminded me of just how many. Jake constantly reminded me about how many corners were in the house. But when we stand far enough away, and I'll insert a few pictures standing far away, you can really see the benefit of having all of these little bump outs. It breaks down the scale. And, you know, like this one, for example, that's where the tub is. So it becomes this real special alcove on the inside that is just where the tub is. On this one here, this is a bump out in the owner's bedroom. So all of these little bump outs have meaning to the floor plan on the inside. This is the back door to the garage. And we have our 2+ car garage here. I did a video specifically just on the garage where we talked about all of the different little pieces in the garage and how, you know, in today's world, we're getting more and more calls for dog wash stations, heated garages. We're out here in the Midwest. People are looking for, hey, what do I do when those tornado sirens come on, right? So as we move around the front, notice we've introduced yet another material. This is evolved stone. Believe it or not, this just simply gets nailed up. It's panels of synthetic stone, and you put it up, it fits in this nice kind of interlocking pattern. They have a whole series of colors. I believe it comes from Westlake Royal Pros, is that? I'm just breaking it so I can cut.
Okay. They're individual pieces. It's a polymer. They're cast off of real stone.
Okay.
They're the same company that you might see building climbing walls
Okay.
Or it's stuff at Disney.
Okay.
They're nailed with 18 gauge stainless.
I catch you.
And it's on a ring.
And like I said, this is evolved stone. So each one of these is individual stones. They're actually made out of castings of real stone. They're a polymer, and they just take an 18 gauge nail and they basically get nailed up. You might see them on rock climbing walls, for example, you know, situations like that, but they provide a nice kind of scaled complement to the house here by putting this up. I think we set this up, this is probably about 60 inches, and then we have our garage doors, we have some windows up high. Again, these match the front door, so we're kind of cohesively tying this all in. Just off of the garage slab here, or the entry slab, we have our entrance to the mudroom here. So if you wanted to park outside and not want to go in the garage, you can hop out and you can directly get in the mudroom. You don't have to walk 50 or 100 feet down the down the front yard to get in that mudroom. So planning and setting those spaces really, really important as we lay that out. Again, we have the bump outs, and on the front here, we have the evolved stone pretty much filling up the whole bump out here and one on the other side. But we've stayed true to that barn board complement on those recesses here. And then as we move to the front, we have some very simple piers with some columns there. I did the double column so that we can break them down in size by putting them together. It still feels like it's a very strong sequence of columns there. And this I try to make comfortable, right? So this is probably about 32 inches off the slab there, rather than being up high and being more confrontational. These are kind of a little bit more submissive for an entryway, so that when you come up, you don't feel overwhelmed or feel like, hey, maybe I shouldn't go in there. It's more fortress-like, right? Beautiful front door, nice side lights, complemented with a couple windows there, triple glazed windows from Schuco. You know, one of the interesting things, we have this walkway here. The homeowner is actually doing the walkway. It was his kind of contribution. He said, I want to do that. And so you can say that he did something there. And then the last thing I want to point out is a utility feature, right? We have this recess. Notice there's a little white cap here. Now, we'll get some landscape in here and we'll hide it. But the important thing about that is this is where the sewer line exits the slab. And it goes down here, it goes to the D-box and the septic tank and the field beyond. But the important thing, you know, Aarow building, anytime that exits the slab, they immediately put a clean out there so that you can run a pipe up into the house if you had to, or you can run it down in that direction, but you have immediate access. So again, you know, working with the right team, having a builder that is kind of, I won't say thinking out of the box, but let's just say thinking well, that they're planning for things like this. So I really appreciate, you know, the efforts of our collaboration with Aarow Building and Jake Bruton. So together we make the project even greater than either one of us could make it by ourselves. So it's really great teaming up with them. So make sure you get the right team together. That's our tour from the outside. I'm Steve Basic Architect. Until next time, long live our buildings.